We're here this evening because the President of the United States and the majority party has never actually talked about what's in this bill. They like to throw out, their catchphrase, Build Back Better. They like to talk about how they're going to be helping the children and helping our economy transform. But what they never talk about is what they're actually going to do. What the American people don't know, Madam Speaker, is that in this bill is a $1.3 billion provision to give newspapers $12,500 per employee for local newspapers all across the United States. I don't know about you, but I don't know how that helps anybody build back better when we're giving tax dollars to newspapers. In this bill, it gives $42 billion in tax credits to the rich to buy electric cars. The reason why they're tax credits for the rich is because working families, middle-class families, don't have the disposable income to buy electrical cars. Only the wealthy buy them, but that's in this bill. The administration wants to give the IRS access to your checking accounts. This is outrageous. This completely eliminates due process. It makes every American guilty until proven innocent. And the White House wants this provision in the bill because they can't tax the American people enough to pay for all their radical spending. So they have to go find every piece of change in the couch cushions. The only time in American history we unleashed the IRS on checking accounts and on bank accounts was when we allowed for currency transaction reports to track drug cartels and businesses breaking the law from laundering money in the United States because of drugs and terrorism. That is when we unleashed a currency transaction reports on transactions in the United States. It's never been done in any other time, but Joe Biden wants to do it to every American. And make no mistakes, America, it is to every American. In this bill, it raises taxes radically in our corporate sector, makes us the highest corporate tax income country in the world, higher than China. China, the country that is our economic rival, and it raises those taxes. It makes us less competitive, but that's supposed to help us build back better. And let's talk about spending. Because in this very bill, one of the key proponents that Joe Biden and the Democrats want is to expand and continue the child tax credit, which pays $300 per child. But what they'll never tell you is there is no provision in the bill to actually track based upon Social Security numbers to make sure that even if you're going to give a benefit, which, by the way, we should not give, that anybody in the United States can get it. And I stress anybody in the United States, because by the end of this year, there'll be easily 2.3 to 2.5 million people who have crossed our borders illegally. This bill is a catastrophe. This bill spends far more money than we possibly have. It will create more, and I stress more, inflation in our society, which is already crippling poor people. It is already crippling working families. It is not going to help our country. Back in February, when we told the administration do not extend federal unemployment benefits because it was going to pay people to stay home, Joe Biden said, no, it won't. Everything's going to be A-okay. Well, look at our economy today. Everything is not okay. Everything is screwed. And if we listen to Joe Biden, somebody who's never been right, somebody who's never had a job one day in his life, about what it's going to take to actually allow our economy to thrive and prosper, our country is going to see its last great days. Madam Speaker, the reason why you guys can't get the votes is because even Democrats in your own party realize how destructive this will be to the small business owners in their districts, how destructive this will be to the economic vitality of the people in their districts. You can't get the votes. It's time to stand down. This bill is a disaster, and I yield back.